All right, Gary, I don't know if we could tee it up any better for you.
Yeah, this is a perfect tee up. So thank you.
So let's jump right into it. What is Roomvu?
Yeah, so Roomvu is a company that specializes in social media content through automation. And let's talk and be real about it. I think that is the major appeal of ChatGPT is the fact that everything is automated for you because people want simple. They want convenient. And so what Roomvu does is, you take social media and you take artificial intelligence and you marry them together. And then you have this product in this company, Roomvu, which is going to completely automate all of your social media posts and appeal to the market audiences through content, which is extremely appealing and engaging.
So to my first question, like what we talked about just a couple minutes ago, and I know it just depends on the platform, but I'm a Facebooker. I mean, proud of it. It annoys me at times.
Right.
But that really is the question that a lot of agents face. Like I said, if I'm posting on my business page, people expect business posts on a Facebook business page. And so I don't know whether you can overdo it. But on a personal page, I think you can overdo it because there's that balance of getting my message out, creating interest, but also not turning people off. Do you guys have just have a rule of thumb as far as the frequency to be posting on on personal pages?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And it comes up all the time when I'm speaking to agents on a daily basis. And the reality is consistency is key, right? Because it's all about establishing top of mind awareness. So people think of you when they have a real estate need. And so if you think about the major influences in the marketplace or influencers in the marketplace, they're posting 3 times a day minimum, right? So back to answer your point, I don't think that too much on the daily or a daily is not too much because again, you want to establish that top of mind awareness. So that way, I can't emphasize enough. People think of you when they have a real estate need.
So kind of like the last question of frequency, when people are talking about it in the world of clutter that we hear on the noise that's out there today, and political is obviously the bipolarizing thing. Do you want that to stand in the way of your success? And no, you're neutral politically when you're in real estate. But my point is that people want to know who you are. They want it to be someone entertaining, and then they'll come back if it's positive and it's and it speaks to potentially a need or a desire that they have. They'll come back.
No, without a doubt. And when it comes to social media content, there's something that we refer to as the 3 E's. And the 3 E's are a very compelling strategy that everybody needs to consider when they're evaluating their own social media content. The first one is an educational component. And the reason is because people want to learn. When you're scrolling through social media, what is it that you stop on? Is it a video so you can actually learn and acquire knowledge? Yes, most of the time. That's the first one. The second one is entertainment. People also want to be entertained.
Facts.
And we recently launched what has been voted favorite feature by real estate agents, where our agents now have the capability to just hit a button on our platform and record a personal introduction to the content that we've already created for them. So it's extremely engaging in that sense. And then the third one is this notion of endearment. People want to connect with you. And especially for real estate agents, the more relatable you are, the more appealing you become, the more comfortable I'm going to feel about picking up the phone and contacting you. So when it does come to social media strategy, just to clarify, you want it to be educational, you want it to be entertaining, and you want it to be endearing.
And not boring.
And not boring, of course.
All right, so let's break it down because so for me as an agent, what is Roomvu? Is it Roomvu?
Yeah, Roomvu.
What is it going to do for me? What problem does it solve for me as a real estate agent?
Great question. And so what Roomvu is going to solve for you as a real estate agent is establishing a social media presence without having to commit to the time and energy that it takes to have a strong social media presence. The quality and the content that we provide you, just one of our videos, it's going to automate the entire process by literally leveraging artificial intelligence by tapping into your local association of realtors. And so therefore it's going to speak to the Scottsdale market, if that's what you say is your primary market. It's going to be the Phoenix market, if that's what you say your primary market is. So all the statistical information that you guys shared earlier this morning, that's the type of content that we're going to produce videos for. And again, the biggest appeal for our agents is that they know that it's important, but they don't know what to do or how to do it. And that's exactly what we solve for.
All right. So in essence, I would go into my Roomvu account and say, okay, I want to create a video on this or video on that, and then it would create it for me. And this is what I want to be very clear. And this is one again one of the huge problems that it solves for me is because if I right now create something, right? I got to log into YouTube. I got to log into
Correct.
TikTok. I got to log into Instagram. I got to log into all of these things and post these things and I have to create it. And you guys solve all of that for me.
That's correct. And so what we do is, our technology is kind of like a quarterback, and all these platforms would be the wide receivers, and the content would be the football.
Okay.
So literally, it's the quarterback that is going to pass all of the content automatically to all your major platforms, which we refer to as the big six of social media, which would be YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, as well as Twitter.
And then the other thing that I've got to do is if I create a video for Facebook and YouTube, it's got to be formatted one way. For Instagram and TikTok, it's got to be formatted. So if I'm like, for our team, we have a podcast, and so we do 3 podcasts a week. They're all video based, and I have to hire somebody because almost every platform's got different specifications of what is required. And that alone could take me hours.
You're absolutely correct. And so, Roomvu, a lot of agent feedback says it's like having your own marketing agent working for you.
Sorry, it took me a lot longer than it was supposed to get the slides up.
No,
Gary.
no problem.
So if you want to use the mouse, you can scroll up and down as we kind of go through.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
All right.
So let me go to the top, and I'll take it from the top and really just kind of introduce who we are.
There you go. Just click on there, and you should be. There you go.
Okay. So let me just start off by sharing our background. So Roomvu was actually designed by our founder and CEO, Sam Murbad. And Sam is a top performing real estate agent out of Vancouver, British Columbia. Every single year, he sells over $100 million in real estate while simultaneously operating 3 different businesses.
I just did that this weekend.
That's awesome. And so the reason why I share that fact with you is because he still manages to acquire business while doing all these other companies. And all of his leads come from his social media content via Roomvu. And, right now we have over 350,000 agents on our platform. And that's a number we're super proud of because it's a clear indication that there is value in what we're providing. Because when it comes to real estate agents or just humans in general, our biggest resources are our time and our energy. And we don't want to invest our time or our energy on something that's not going to pay dividends. And so we all know, and we agree, and this is why we're here today, that a strong social media presence is absolutely imperative to success in real estate, because real estate agents are in lead generation, right? If you were to narrow down real estate and the type of business that it is, it's lead gen. And the number one reason why agents aren't successful to the level that they want to be is because they have an anemic pipeline. And that pipeline is anemic because they just don't have enough people to sell to. And that's where Roomvu comes in. We're going to help establish that top of mind awareness that Gary Keller talks about, $1 Million Real Estate Agent, and make certain that, when you do partner with us, that you're going to establish a strong social media presence that's consistent, that's educational, right? And that people want to engage with. So we have a partnership with the National Association of Real Estate Agents or Realtors. We've been mentioned in Forbes, Inman, Business Insider, as well as Bloomberg. And I share that with you because when you do partner with Roomvu, you are partnering with a reputable company.
Perfect.
So if we look at the lay of the land as far as business is concerned, we have 1.5 million U.S. realtors in the U.S. Last year, almost 1 million did not have a listing.
Wow.
Right? It is. Yeah. It's an alarming number. And it goes back to the fundamental issue is that we are in lead gen. And so what this tells me is that there's 1 million agents out there that don't know how to properly market themselves.
Yeah, it actually goes back to the book, The One Thing,
Yeah.
which is basically what Curly said on City Slickers just for fun. But the reality is you only have one job every single day when you wake up, and that's to find the next consumer. Period.
Yeah. That's it. right? And I think that, these million agents, they know how to, write a contract. They know how to negotiate. They just have no one to do it for.
Yeah.
Right. And really the fundamental problem is just the marketing. And if we define marketing as a competition for people's attention, then these million agents aren't acquiring enough attention. And the best way to do that as an agent, and you guys, I'm sure you'll agree, is, and for everybody on watching this, ask yourself, what are you doing to gather new business? And fundamentally, there's two ways. Historically, it was chasing the business, cold calling, door knocking, going after FISBOs, right? And doing whatever you can to generate leads. But the question that we have to ask ourselves is, what am I doing to attract the business? And this is where Roomvu comes in, because Roomvu is going to leverage artificial intelligence and marry it to social media so that you establish this strong sense of online presence. If you're an agent and you know that you're not doing this the way that you should be, that's totally okay. We can help you out by leveraging hyper-local contented videos that are going to speak to your specific marketplace. And
well, let's just say if you have if you're one of those almost million agents that didn't take one listing last year, then you're not doing it right,
That's right.
or doing it enough. And if you do not have enough listings and you feel like you need more listings, then you might need to do something else.
Yeah, and that's it. And the reality is a lot of these agents that I speak to on a daily basis, they know what they should be doing, but they're afraid to do it.
Totally.
And they become complacent and just accepting the status quo. They're hoping the market's going to turn around.
Right.
So the question is, what are you doing to attract the business? Because we do have to think of your real estate business as a funnel, just like any fundamental sales business, right? What's happening to generate leads into the pipeline? And you can do it through, obviously, like marketing through Facebook ads and Instagram ads. That's a great way to generate leads right away, right? So if you're a buyer and you want to attract buyer leads, I mean, we can run that type of campaign for you. If you're a seller and you want listing opportunities, we can also run that type of campaign for you. But then you see the next function here, and that's the social media marketing, and you see the big six of social media right there. So initially, when people are looking for a real estate agent and they don't call you, it's because they have no idea who you are, right? And so if you're not top of mind, you don't exist.
Yeah.
So you got to create this sense of awareness about you, who you are, and your brand. Because when you're a real estate agent, your brand is your business. And if people don't know it, there's no way that they're ever going to pick up the phone and call you and ask for guidance. So once that awareness is created, now they're going to start to evaluate who they want to call. And this is why Roomvu is such an important piece in helping you establish a sense of credibility. Because of the fact our videos are hyper-local and they're targeted to you and your specific marketplace, we will help you emerge as a market leader right there in your area of expertise. So when it comes to weighing who I want to call for a real estate agent, obviously if someone's going to help navigate me through arguably the biggest investment of my lifetime, I want to make certain that they know what they're doing. And Roomvu is going to position them in such a way that people are convinced that they know what they're doing. And even if you're a new agent, that's totally okay. We fake it till we make it, right? And I think we've all been there at some point in our lives. So once that awareness and then we go into the evaluation, then it comes time to make that decision, right? What is the fundamental reason why I'm going to even select an agent?
Well, okay, so you talk about fake it till you make it. I mean, that is one of the biggest fears for all new agents is I don't know necessarily what I'm talking about, but under this program, when they I've overcome that hurdle initially.
So you put your foot in your mouth.
Yeah.
Said in the old days, is ask a lot of questions, meaning in your social media, if you want to get recognized and you don't have a lot to quote unquote say that's impactful, bring up an issue that's going on in the marketplace and ask for feedback.
That's it. And we provide those type of issues and the information on the issues so that your agents are positioned in a way that they are the market expert automatically. And as I mentioned earlier, marketing is defined as a competition for people's attention. So what are you doing right now to capture the attention of people in the marketplace? And the reality is if you're somebody that didn't have any listings, you're not doing enough. But there's no need to panic because there are solutions that are going to automate the process for you.
Because nobody else is doing it yet, except 350,000 people. But I mean, in your local market, probably.
Right, but you will emerge as a trusted resource for local market insights, and engage in community events. And again, the whole notion here is just making certain that you're seeing, because when it does come to marketing, there's 3 rules that must be present in order for any real estate agent to emerge as a top of mind and best in class. And the first one, and whether you partner with Roomvu or a different company, when you're evaluating a marketing investment, ask yourself, can this company make certain that I'm going to be seen? Right? Because if the answer is no, then don't sign up. You're going to be wasting your money. Right? That in combination with the repetition. So not only is it important to be seen, but it's imperative that you're seeing often, because that's where association occurs. For example, Geico, it is their mission to make certain that they're seen 47 times per month by the consumers, because Geico wants people to start associating any insurance need with Geico.
Right.
Right. Just like, facial tissue with Kleenex, and Band-Aids are what? Like self-adhesive, like bandages. Right. So same thing. Imagine if people start to associate real estate need with you and your name. And then the last one that needs to be done is targeting. So not only is it important to be seeing and seeing often, but you got to be seen by the right people. And when you partner with Roomvu, we're going to make certain that we touch and combine all of these components simultaneously.
All right, so let's get rocking and rolling. We got about 15 minutes, so we got a lot of stuff, but because you got a lot of exciting things you guys do, and we want to get agents excited and to know how to start that conversation with you guys.
Yeah. So what are the benefits of social media marketing? Well, obviously it's going to create that notion of top of mind awareness. And again, you see the big 6 of social media here. And one thing that you see also is this Google business page. Google business is extremely important for real estate agents. And the reason why is because if we're hanging out at a barbecue and I'm telling you, hey, listen, I'm thinking about listing my home. Do you have a real estate agent? And you say, yeah, call Gary Silva. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my phone and I'm going to do a credibility check. I want to make certain that Gary Silva has a strong online presence. That's just the way that it goes. And the reality is Roomvu is going to help you claim your Google business page. We're going to make certain that you receive, positive feedback. So all those 5-star reviews that you get, it's important that you highlight them. And then we're going to take them and automatically broadcast them across all the social media platforms that are helping you establish yourself as a credible resource in the real estate game. Right. And so with the top of mind awareness, that will lead to increased brand recognition. Increased brand recognition will open up more opportunities in the form of buyer and seller leads. And so let's talk about what it looks like. So the key component here is that it's hyper local. Again, I can't emphasize that enough. That's what distinguishes us from our competition and what makes Roomvu unique. As a real estate agent, we will help you emerge. Once again, you've heard me say this a couple times, as the go-to market expert in your backyard. All of the statistical information that we are pooling and automating is coming from your local association of realtors. And here's an example. We have Doris G. She is an agent in North Vancouver. She's obviously with Remax, so she said that she wanted to have the Remax colors, and that's exactly what we did. So all the content's going to come out and look like this, as if she was the one that actually took the time to conduct the research, put it together, using Canva or something along those lines, and then posting the content automatically. For what we do on average, it would take your real estate agents about 2 hours for every single post that we provide in
and
matter
30
of seconds.
just to figure out how to do it.
That's no, you're exactly right. And we have over 1,000 videos at your disposal that you can leverage. And you guys were talking earlier, I think before the podcast started, about the importance of being able to market in a second language. So for the real estate agents that do speak a second language, we do have marketing videos in foreign languages, up to 25 of them, as a matter of fact, right? So now the agents, they can focus on a niche community, which gives them a huge competitive edge.
Do you, because Nick speaks Elven, so he dominates the Elfish language.
We actually had
Does
this
that have that?
conversation with Gary. They're constantly adding new languages every single week. So I'm glad you brought that up, Mikey. Thank you.
And so when it comes to videos, videos play an important role in appealing to the masses, because videos in general get a 4x engagement rate. But if they are personalized, we've learned and we've done the research on this, that you get a 10x engagement rate. And literally Roomvu has the ability to, just hit a red button on our platform. We provide you a teleprompter of what the video is about. So all you do is you stand in front of the camera and you just read the teleprompter, right? And if you don't like it for whatever it says, then you could chat GPT it, edit it, and cut and paste so it's exactly what you want it to be. So, we're not going to get into the actual platform today per se, but what you'll learn very quickly, and Nick saw an example of it, it's very easy and very intuitive, right? And I think that's an important point, because whenever you make an investment, you always have the intention of leveraging the product that you're investing in. But if it's too complicated, you don't use it.
Right.
Like a phone?
Yeah. I mean, how many people use all the features on the phone? But here at Roomvu, it's extremely easy to use. So I think at the end of the day, what can you anticipate when you partner with Roomvu is the question a lot of agents are probably asking themselves. Well, first, you can anticipate with high predictability being seen 5,000 times. Okay, that's 5,000 people literally that may not know who you are today starting to know you. And the reason is because we optimize our videos with hashtags and things along those lines. So, that way you're found. And just so people that don't know, hashtags, I think a good way to think about them is just like the old days with the yellow pages. There are so many different categories for attorneys, like attorneys, legal counsel, paralegals, like different ways to be found. Same thing with hashtags. It could be real estate, realtors, Scottsdale. So that way we'll make certain that you're being seen.
It's like get Dex, get Roomvu.
Yeah.
Well, Nick's Googling yellow pages right now. He's got no
You can
clue.
hear him in the background.
Yeah. I remember, man, Nick's young. All right. And so the other nice thing is that, you can anticipate over 100 organic leads when you partner with Roomvu on the annual basis. Now I think it's important that I manage your expectations. That doesn't mean that you're going to sell 100 homes. Right?
Still got to call and follow up.
That's exactly right. And the fortune's in the follow-up. And one of the things, speaking of which, that we just recently launched is an AI caller. So when a lead comes in through the platform, you will automatically retain all the information. And then we have an AI caller literally pick up the phone and call it. And it's pretty awesome. Agents love it.
Yeah.
Because there's so many agents that receive opportunities and they just don't follow up on them because they're busy and they have every intention to, and then they forget because life happens. With us, we make certain that particular opportunity is contacted. And so what can you anticipate as far as the conversion rate of these 100 leads is, 1 to 2 sales per year, right? That's 1 to 2 sales that you didn't have otherwise before partnering with Roomvu.
And that's probably relatively conservative too.
Yeah, without a doubt. And the other nice thing is our renewal rate. I think our renewal rate is really something to take into consideration. 95%, right? That's a high renewal rate for a marketing company. 95 out of 100 of our customers will partner with us time and time again. And the reason is because they know that if they forego this investment, they're not going to be seeing often and by the right people on a consistent basis.
All right, so we got about 5 minutes left. So let's jump into more stuff like that you want us to know.
Yeah. So what we want you to know is that when you partner with Roomvu, first of all,
And is it just videos?
No, it's not just videos.
Okay. I wanted to be clear about that because
Yeah.
all we're talking about is videos, but you guys are doing other things as well. But the video portion is so important because agents don't want to be in front of the camera. It's the number one reason why agents aren't posting.
Right. And I think that it's important to encourage your agents to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because again, we make it so easy for them to record a personal introduction to the video content that we've already provided. But there are links to articles that pertain to real estate here in this local community, right? And there's going to be a lot of information, not just about real estate, but things that revolve around real estate. Like, for example, mortgage rates, things along those lines. So that way your agents are viewed as somebody who is an expert in the field. And because they're with West USA, they will receive a price accommodation when they sign up.
So let's real quick, Gary, let's talk about how, if I'm an agent and I want to get started with using Roomvu, how would I do that right now today?
Yeah, so if you want to get started, the best way to is just to contact me one-on-one.
Okay.
And
Gary's phone number is on the screen right now.
No, it's not. That's
It's
actually
not.
behind it. So
Did
we'll
you scroll to the bottom. Is there any contact info? Last slide.
We can get the contact info out. So we have a lot of agents that are going to be asking questions regarding content that they're able to post. What does that look like? So with the Roomvu system, we've done a lot of beta testing. I'm only sharing that one screen, guys, so you can move it around, but no one's going to see anything other than that screen. You can post your own content. And so we have a lot of agents that are doing a really good job on social media. We wanted to make sure when we were looking at this platform and for an option for our agents, it wasn't just providing agents that had no idea what to post, when to post, how to post, where to post. It was those that are already doing a really good job, saving them time and energy. So you can take already created content and you can go into Roomvu's account, to your account in Roomvu, and you can upload your own content.
That's right.
That means it's going to then publish on whatever platform you want it to. So instead of creating the video, creating the post, going to that one page, posting it, writing the content, going to the other page, posting it, writing the content, you go to one place, type in your content, and it formats it and it publishes it across all of, like Gary said, the big 6 social media platforms. It wasn't just helping post, it was saving time. So with that, let me get the mouse back, Gary. Let me throw back to this page where we can see your content information. And then we can kind of chat about agents getting signed up.
Thank you.
So we did load everybody into the account. So are we, and again, we're kind of putting you on the spot here, are we able to send an email out of the Roomvu account saying, hey, your account is ready, or what does that look like?
Yeah,
once we're ready
we
to go?
definitely can. Okay. So we will do that as soon as this wraps up. I'll let my team know.
Perfect. Yeah. So we'll just get everyone an email out. We have been working with Gary. We looked at the AI video calling. There's a lot that this system can do. We wanted to try to go through as best as we could today. I would advise everybody just get into Roomvu, look at it. You don't have to pay anything to look at it. There's a free account that you can set up, but there's some pretty fantastic stuff that comes with the premium accounts.
And last question, Gary, and I think one of the things that agents get consumed with is how overwhelming is the setup.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. At the end of the day, I don't know how. I mean, you're gonna need your username and passwords. Okay. So I don't think we can. I don't think you can help with that. But a lot of times, we always call it paralysis by analysis. Agents don't get into doing their CRM because they sign up for their CRM and it's just so overwhelming. And instead of focusing on the basics and the easy.
Yeah. So great question. And the reality is this is super easy. We actually will align them up with a support call where we'll link all their accounts for them automatically. And that call with our support team is only about 15 minutes. And then once that's done, it could literally just be like, Jesus, take the wheel, and then we can do everything automatically. However, if they want more discretion, then they can have as much discretion as they wish.
Can I, if I've got a post, can I pick and choose at any given time what platforms are going to post? Because maybe there's something I just don't want on my Facebook page.
Absolutely, you can.
And then there are any limitations as far as Facebook goes, as far as closed groups and business pages.
Yeah, so as far as the closed groups, this will not necessarily be seen by closed groups.
And I want everybody to know that that's a Facebook problem. Facebook's really making it hard for people to market themselves on Facebook groups. Yeah.
You can force it in there, but
Right, and then it's just a function of whether or not the administrator is going to delete it, right? When you're in a closed group. But as far as just
I'm talking about if I run the closed group.
Oh yeah.
Would this post into my closed group?
No, but I think this is an important point. All the videos that we create, you own. So you can download them and post them wherever you want. And one of the nice things is, like, let's just say, for example, we met at a barbecue and you're like, hey, what are the average rate of appreciation in Scottsdale? You can go into Roomvu, find a video that speaks to it and say, hey, Gary, I know we met at the barbecue asking about the rate of appreciation. Here it is. I saw this video and thought of you.
All right, one of the other questions that we get is the issue of duplicate content. Are there going to, if I'm in Scottsdale, am I going to have 40 agents with the exact same video?
Yeah, that comes up a lot. There's an algorithm that prevents 40 agents from posting the same video at the same time. And remember, one of the things that's going to differentiate your agents is the ability to record a personal introduction too.
All right.
And that personal intro was something that was super exciting for us, is what we constantly hear is agents don't like doing video because they don't know what to say. They get nervous. They get embarrassed. The system literally puts a screenshot or a script in front of you while you're recording yourself on there. So it really takes that excuse away from you. So real quick, my laptop died, so I've been scrambling a little bit if you see me on camera. I've got Heather who's trying to help us. She sent Gary's email and his phone number in the chat. So if you want more information, you can do that there. We'll also send an email out to all West USA agents with information on how to get signed up and the price discount that you get.
Yeah, and please don't hesitate to give me a call. We'll set you up on a free demonstration. No obligation, obviously. As a business owner, you deserve to know what your options are, and this is a very powerful one.
All right. So my last thing, and I think this is, we'll talk offline. We got to get going because I've got a lot of questions. This is really fascinating. I think, as always, you guys, we're always looking for solutions to our problems. And every agent knows that they're supposed to be on social media, but it is a challenge of how to do it and who's going to help me. And you guys solve a huge problem. So, Gary, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank
Gary.
you for having
All
me.
right,
Of
everybody,
course.
we're going to leave everybody with the quote of the day. A successful agent is one who treats every client as if they're their only one. Appreciate everybody joining us today. Go out and sell a home.